Hello everyone, coming at you today with a new DIY on how to make this beautiful hanging heart. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I got it all done. Okay, so I'm going to start off showing you what I'm working with. I picked two of these candy cane wreath forms up from the dollar store at Christmas time, and I thought I'd use them to make a big heart. And I'm going to use a few of these burlap ribbons, 9 feet each. I have two of them, so hopefully that will cover it all. And then I found these little letters, little Scrabble letters, that say "You complete me," XOXO love XOXO. I don't know if I'm going to use all of the words, but these I found at the Target dollar spot for $3. I'm just going to use some cheap crafting wire to kind of hold everything together. And I'm going to create some dimension by using some old shopping bags, the plastic shopping bags, so I can recycle those. And I found a few scarves from the Dollar Tree. They have beautiful hearts on them to wrap around with the burlap ribbon. So let me get started on this and show you my process. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting off these tags. And the way I'm going to have to wire these together is turn one the opposite direction, and I will wire together the areas that they meet up together. So it's going to kind of be like an elongated heart, but it'll be perfect for hanging on a wall somewhere. Now there really is no perfect way to make these wire together. You just keep going around and around until it feels pretty secure, and this feels pretty darn secure to me. I'm stretching it and it's not really moving. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the void on the inside of the trough areas of these. So inside this area and inside the opposite area on the opposite side. And I'm just going to connect just a little bit of hot glue here and there in there to hold it in place. Not a whole lot. It doesn't really need a whole lot. It'll be pretty much wrapped in with the burlap ribbon. So let me get started on that. Now to make sure that I have this nice point, what I've done is just folded in this corner, and I'm going to do the same on this side. I just put a little glue after I folded it in on itself, put a little glue under there, and fold that over so that it makes the point. Then as again, when I come around on this side, I want to make sure to glue that down as well, because it will slide if I don't. Alright, spool number 3 is gone. Let's see if I can go for 4. I am out of luck with number 4, but I did find this piece of burlap ribbon that I had from the dollar store. It was still, I believe, 9 feet. This one has a little white ribbon around it, which I think is good. I think what I'm going to do is finish off the end of this with this one with white ribbon, and then I'll tie in some more of this lacy white burlap ribbon up in the top at the end as well. if you're worried about getting your fingers in the hot glue, you can always use your scissors or any other tool to tuck things around. All right, so here is the finished burlap heart. It does look a little strange having the white at the end here, but we're going to be covering some of this up so it won't be too noticeable. All right, now how I'm going to create the bottom of my heart is by using one of these dollar store scarves. First, I'm going to open it up, cut off the little tag, because I don't want that showing. And then I'm going to cut at the seam. Now you're going to make 2 cuts here at the seam, because as you can see, there's a little puff right there at the middle where it's been sewn. So you're going to want to cut on one side and on the other. All right, now save your little remnant, because I'm going to show you a little craft you can do with this in a minute. So set that aside, and now you have one continuous scarf. I'm going to take the ends together and make sure I meet at the middle of the other end. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heart over to the side that's going to be the back. I'm going to pull this through here. Now I'm going to pull through both of my ends right here through the loop that I created in the middle. I'm going to loosely pull at them. Then I'm going to wrap them around and pull them again through the middle, both sides. And then I'm going to turn it around. And as I'm in this direction, since I am going to try to cover up more of this white, I'm just going to flounce these little side portions out a little bit to kind of cover that up. Again, you can rearrange this however it is that you want to decorate your heart, but this is what I'm going to do for mine. Now I'm just going to let these hang right here at the end. And if you want to cut them a little shorter, you can. What I've decided to do is just to fold them in half and make a little side cut from the folded end out, so that it makes a nice little flared edge like that. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Also helps give me a nice edge and not my wonky cut edge there as well. And of course, always save your scraps. You never know what you're going to need them for later. All right, so there's the end. Now it's missing a little bow here, so I do want to put a little bow here. And to tie in with this, I'm going to use that same burlap that I had, and I'm going to create a bow by folding this against itself a few times. This is going to be right in the middle of the back, and I'm going to fold it around this way and then around one more time. Now this does have wire in it, so I can adjust it later. I'm going to cut just past that middle part. Now you can make this bigger if you want really a whole lot of bigger bow. You can make it a couple more layers thick if you want it to be a fuller bow, but mine I just want to be small enough to cover and still see my pretty pink hearts behind. So I'm just going to use a little hot glue at the beginning, the middle, and here at the end. Right there. And then I'm also going to create just by taking a little piece. I'm going to create my middle. I do want to squish it together a little so I can fold it like that. And then go around and hot glue this to itself. So a little in the middle. And on the back. Tucking in this extra might work. Don't ever be ashamed to really not know what you're doing until you do it. Because half of the time when I'm creating things, I really don't know what I'm going to do until I do it. So if something doesn't work, you just modify it and move on. A lot of good things come out of figuring things out on your own while you're in the process. Now, I'm just going to stick that on here. Okay, I'm done with the bottom. Now, I did want to show you what I was going to do with those little scraps. And I actually have two of them, one from another project that I had saved. And what I plan on doing with these is taking that folded end of the stitching and starting at one end, I want to wrap it around and just keep wrapping. You want to go somewhat firm but not too firm. And after maybe a couple of rounds, I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue in there because we are making ourselves a nice little rose. And I don't want it to unravel. So after a few turns more, do just another little glob of glue. Don't go too close to the top edge here. You want to go a little bit lower down to this edge or so. That way you can fluff out your rose when you're finished making it. So it's just a little rosette like that. There, isn't that pretty? We'll do it again. Look at that pretty little rose. There, now I have two little rosettes, and I am going to take some of this scrap that I had, and I'm going to attach those up here with a little bit more of my scrap cut into small strips to make little petally ribbons. So using a little bit of my garbage here, I'm just going to take a small circle of this. Okay, now, so for finishing my heart, I am going to take a little bit more of this white laced ribbon, burlap ribbon, and I'm going to kind of twist it so that I have two pieces. Now that I have this the length that I want, I can't forget I want to use those little letters. So here they are. Okay, I think I know how I'm going to make this work. I found at the 99-cent store for $1 these wooden plant label sticks. They're 11.81 inches by 1.18 inches. And there's quite a few of them in here. There's about, let's see, 10, it looks like. 10 of these in here. So these are going to make a great little sign for putting my words on. I like the little point on the end, so I think what I'm going to do is kind of kitty corner the points so it kind of looks a little better. And I need to connect them together. So let's find something to connect these together. So I'm just going to use this little piece of scrap from my little garbage pile here. And this is going to be the glue to keep these together on the back. You won't see it. Now this is so very blonde. I do want to make this a little bit more rustic. Being a great big fan of using what I have, I think I'm just going to use a little bit of gray and I'll lighten it up with this, a little bit of this gold, which won't change it too much, but just enough, I think. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go hang it up and I'll show you what it looks like in my house. So here it is. I decided to put it up by my fireplace. I have a blank space up there and it hanging on here looks fantastic. I just absolutely love it. If you like what I have made here and would like to subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. It really does help. Every subscriber helps grow my channel. And just hit that bell down below if you'd like to be notified when I make a new video. And give us a like and be creative.